So in Daniel 12:1, Michael is the great prince who watches over God's people. Daniel 10:21, it's Michael, your prince. In Daniel 9:25, we have a Messiah, the prince, who in verse 27 confirms the covenant, which makes him the prince of the covenant in Daniel 11:22. So if Messiah is a prince, and which is Jesus is a prince, what is the relationship between the princely Messiah and the princely Michael? Take into account Joshua 5. Joshua is just about ready to attack Jericho, and he sent 2 spies in. They come back. But I want you to notice, Joshua seems to have a hard time trusting spies. Remember when he was a young man, they sent 12 spies in, and 10 of them didn't give a faithful report. And so Joshua, actually, he goes out to check for himself afterwards. And while he's out there, he meets somebody. And he whips out a sword. Are you for us or against us? And he gets the answer, neither. Neither? But as commander of the Lord's army. The word here is Sar, which is the same word for Michael the great prince that stands up. Joshua, when this person says neither, but as commander of the Lord's army, he says, Joshua, take off your sandal. And Joshua takes off his sandal and worships, which means this is none other than the same as the I am at the burning bush, which is Jesus. But Michael's is the same word. Dr. Francis Nigel Lee, Professor Emeritus of Systematic Theology and Church History, Queensland Presbyterian Theological Seminary, says the following. The dominant pre-medieval view was that Jesus, the second person of the triune God, himself is the angel of the Lord, or Michael. This mainline traditional view of the early church was rediscovered by the Protestant Reformation and stressed also by Calvin, Luther, and later by Matthew Henry, etc. Whoa, did you catch that? The early church and the reformers taught that Michael is Jesus Christ. Huh? You can actually check that pretty easily to see if what I'm saying is true. You can get a Geneva Study Bible, either online or paper version. Go to Daniel 12:1, where Michael stands up. Look at the bottom of the page, and John Calvin's notes, he's the one that put the notes in there. John Calvin's notes say Michael is Jesus Christ. Huh. Who changed this understanding that Michael is Jesus? By the way, the word Michael means who is like God. And Jesus had said, if you've seen me, you've seen the... Jesus is the one who is like God, because he is God. Would it surprise you to find out the papacy is the one that changed it? From Jesus is Michael to Michael is just a created angel? It was only with and after Pope Gregory the Great, who died in 604, that later scholastics such as Thomas Aquinas systematized an alternative view. Thus it became the view of the medieval church that the angel of the Lord was merely a created archangel called Michael, and not the divine Michael Christ as the one and only archangel and uncreated leader of all created angels, as in Daniel 12:1, 1 Thessalonians 4:16, Jude 9, and Revelation 12:7 and following. And that's a Presbyterian talking, who's actually studied this topic out. But what does the Bible say? Okay, history's one thing. What's the Bible say? Well, we can go to Exodus chapter 3. Remember when Moses meets God at the burning bush? That's not exactly how it reads. Look at it carefully. And the angel of the Lord, that's Michael, appeared to him in a flame of fire from the midst of the bush. So is the angel of the Lord in the bush? But then it says, God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses, do not draw near this place. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place where you're standing is holy ground. This is just like Joshua meets the commander of the Lord's army. And God said to Moses, I am whom I am. Now, we know that's Jesus, because Jesus said to them, most assuredly I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. Then they took up stones to throw at him. So Jesus claimed to be the I am. But if Jesus is also Michael the angel of the Lord, it makes sense how it was the angel in the bush, it was God in the bush.